250 years ago, 13 colonies declared independence from the greatest empire on Earth. They had no navy, no standing army, no allies. Today, the United States operates 11 nuclear-powered aircraft carriers. Its military budget exceeds the next 10 nations combined. This is the story of how that transformation happened, through innovation, sacrifice, and a willingness to reinvent warfare itself. April 19, 1775, Lexington Green. British regulars face colonial militiamen. Don't fire unless fired upon, but if they mean to have a war, let it begin here. 8 colonists fall dead. The revolution had begun. On paper, it was suicide. Britain commanded 48,000 troops and the world's most powerful navy. The colonies? Barely 2.5 million people, but George Washington fought a hybrid war. European tactics when advantageous, guerrilla warfare when necessary. At Valley Forge, 2,000 died of exposure, but Prussian officer von Steuben transformed them into a disciplined force. French naval support blockaded Yorktown. October 19, 1781. Cornwallis surrendered. The greatest empire on earth had been defeated. Barbary pirates seized American ships. Jefferson sent the Navy. Lieutenant Decatur raided Tripoli harbor in a midnight assault Nelson called the most bold and daring act of the age. Marines stormed Derna. First American flag raised on foreign soil. 1812, Britain burned Washington, but Fort McHenry held through 1,800 cannon rounds. Francis Scott Key wrote The Star-Spangled Banner. Then came the war that nearly destroyed everything. 1861, the Civil War. 620,000 dead. But it revolutionized warfare. Railroads, telegraphs, ironclads. March 9, 1862, USS Monitor versus CSS Virginia. Wooden warships became obsolete overnight. When Lee surrendered at Appomattox in 1865, America emerged as an industrial power with a professional military. February 15, 1898. USS Maine explodes in Havana Harbor. 2 is dead. Remember the Maine. The Spanish-American War lasted 10 weeks. America seized the Philippines, Guam, Puerto Rico. Roosevelt sent the Great White Fleet around the world, a power demonstration. 1917. America entered World War I. Over 2 million soldiers deployed to France. June 1918. Marines attacked at Belleau Wood. Terribly reckless fellows, a German officer wrote. The Meuse-Argonne offensive, 1.2 million troops, 26,000 dead, broke Germany. November 11, 1918, armistice. 116,000 Americans had died. But America had won a European war. The world could no longer ignore American power. December 7, 1941. 7:48 a.m., Pearl Harbor, Japanese aircraft swarm. 2403 Americans dead, 8 battleships destroyed. Roosevelt. A date which will live in infamy. America became the arsenal of democracy. Factories produced 300,000 aircraft, 89,000 tanks. Women joined the workforce by millions. June 6, 1944, D-Day. 156,000 Allied troops stormed Normandy. At Omaha Beach, the surf turned red. But they took the beach. In the Pacific, Marines Island hopped toward Japan. February 23, 1945. Flag raised on Iwo Jima. Then came the darkest innovation. Manhattan Project. August 6, Hiroshima. 80,000 dead instantly. August 9, Nagasaki. 40,000 more. September 2, 1945. Japan surrendered aboard USS Missouri. 405,000 Americans had died. But America emerged as a superpower. The Cold War had begun. For 45 years, the world balanced on nuclear annihilation. Korea, 1950. 36,000 Americans died. The peninsula remains divided. Vietnam, 1955-1975, 58,000 killed. Guerrilla warfare televised nightly. April 30, 1975, Saigon fell. America's first major defeat. The CIA conducted covert operations worldwide. October 1962, Cuban Missile Crisis. The world came within hours of nuclear war. 1989, Berlin Wall fell. 1991, Soviet Union dissolved. America stood alone. Desert Storm. Iraqi army destroyed in 100 hours with precision weapons and stealth technology. September 11, 2001. 277 dead. Everything changed. October 2001. Afghanistan invasion. 2003 Iraq War. May 2, 2011 SEAL Team 6 killed bin Laden. August 2021. Last troops left Afghanistan after 20 years. 2,461 Americans dead, the longest war in American history. Today, the U.S. military operates 750 bases in 80 countries, 11 nuclear carriers, Space Force, cyber warfare capabilities. Over 41 million Americans have served. 1.3 million died in wars. The future is changing. Drones, AI, hypersonic missiles, cyber attacks. China and Russia modernize their forces. From 13 colonies with no army to the world's most powerful military. A story of constant evolution, innovation, sacrifice, controversy, and the ever-present question, at what cost?